Welcome back to my channel. It is Kiera, your gapped and gorgeous queen. And today we're talking about why you need to stop being so nice to folks, okay? Now, when I say stop being nice, that doesn't mean start being mean. Baby, that means removing yourself from the equation, okay? Telling them to shoo, fly, shoo, all right? You know, growing up, I did a lot of sparing of feelings for people. Not wanting to hurt people's feelings, not wanting people to feel embarrassed or sad, or, not wanting people to feel like they can't talk to me or that I'm not nice to them. I always wanted to be like this person that people just looked at like, oh, she's just such a sweet girl, but still don't mess with her. People have this weird thing of taking your kindness for weakness. It's just such a well-known behavior that people think that when you're too nice, that you're weak. And then people start to think that they can say anything to you or do anything to you or hurt you, and that you'll be okay with it, that you'll easily forgive them, and that y'all can move on. And maybe you have done that before, and so you've set the standard for how people should treat you. But I'm telling you today, stop doing that right now. The only way to protect yourself and to make people respect the boundaries that you set up is to A, walk away from the situation, or B, tell them off and do not spare any feelings. Now, we're not talking about cussing them out, calling them out their name, doing the most, scratching the car up, keying the car, busting out windows, slashing tires. We're not talking about that. We're talking about if we are having a conversation and you disrespect me, or you put me in a place that makes me feel like I can no longer emotionally trust you, or make me feel like I don't want you in my space anymore because you are not safe for me, you're not good for my mental health. At that point, I have two options: to either walk away from you or to really tell you how I feel. Now, this is all dependent upon how you feel, the severity of the situation. You have to decide what to do with that person at that point. But you have to do something, because when we do not put our foot down, that's when people think that they can run all over us. And we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. Being a strong person really means that when you are faced with certain situations, you stand up for yourself. It's knowing how to communicate. It's knowing how to get your point across without giving off such negative energy. It's about being clear about where you stand. It's about putting your point down and walking away. The moment you start going back and forth with people, then they start to not take you very seriously. Stand your ground, say what you say, and walk away. Stop compromising your peace to spare somebody else's feelings. Listen, I have done a lot of that in my life. Held back what I thought or how I felt because I did not want to confront someone and tell them how what they did made me feel so terrible and so hurt, because I didn't want them to feel how they made me feel. Ironic, right? Because I actually care about people's feelings. But I started to realize that not everyone cares about my feelings. And so I had to act upon that. I had to really say, you know what? Keep on playing with me. Or just had to straight up let people know, okay, you have to go. Sometimes you just have to let people know, hey, that is not a boundary I let anyone cross with me. You are not an exception. Everyone gets the same treatment. I have to feel safe with you. I have to be able to feel like I can trust you. I have to be able to trust that when I share certain things with you, that you won't try to use those things as ammo when we're having a disagreement. Sparing people's feelings has not gotten me anywhere in my mental health journey. When I started to make progress in my mental health, it's when I started to be real with myself and real with other people. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I still got some work to do, but I have done a lot of work on it, and I am nowhere near where I was when I first started this journey. Let's say you have a group of friends, and your group of friends always joke with you about this one thing. Everybody makes the same joke with you about this one little simple thing, and they just think that it's so funny, but deep down inside, you are offended by it. You don't feel safe in the friendship with them. You feel like they talk about you behind your back, probably. Whatever the case may be, you have to be honest and you have to be open about that, because no one can read your mind. Baby, that's probably one of the biggest lessons I have learned in my healing journey, is that no one can read my mind. I love to think that, well, he's grown or she's grown and they should know. They should know not to say that to me, and they should know. People cannot read your mind. So you have to understand that when you say certain things and when other people say certain things, they could mean something that's totally different. So you have to ask questions, because now both parties are confused and nobody know where the other person went wrong. And so we're trying to figure it out, and we know we ain't talked to each other in 2 months, but we don't really know why. We can't really get to the bottom of it. And now, since all that time done passed, when we do talk about it, we don't even know where to start because it was so long ago that we forgot. It's just a mess, child. So of course, take your time if you need to take your time to rest, to reflect, to think more rationally before you speak, because we know that certain conversations get a little bit heated and then all rationale goes out the window. We no longer can think rationally because our emotions have the front seat. So yes, honey, if you are upset, if you are up here with it, take some time. Don't even speak on anything while you're upset. That's where a lot of people fail and have issues because they feel like, well, no, I'm going to get this out right now. You don't need to do that. You need to take your time is what you need to do, because once you start yelling and cussing and screaming at me, baby, it's not going to be a good day for you. I have gotten so comfortable with letting people know where I stand with things. Now it's up to you, after I set those boundaries, what you do with them. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, not everybody is going to respect your boundaries. You are responsible for taking the next step once you find out, hey, they don't respect me. They don't appreciate what I'm saying. They don't take me seriously. Well, they think this is a game. When you set your boundary, you observe who respects those boundaries. And if they do not, you act accordingly. There's not one person that I have pushed out of my life that I regret having to do that, because I was protecting myself first. There's always room to salvage a relationship, but certain lines can never be crossed. And you have to stand firm on what you believe in and how you will move after something like that happens. It's totally up to you. There's so many examples, especially biblically, where things happen. Cain killed Abel. That's a boundary that is crossed that he will never be able to go back from. If you hurt your family, you physically hurt someone that you love, you put your hands on them, you threaten their life. There's so many domestic situations that end up deadly. And the best way to protect yourself is to say, hey, enough is enough. I'm done with this. I am done with it. I'm not doing any fighting with you. I'm not doing all of that with you. I hope that that made sense. I hope that that hit home for you. And I hope that going forward, you let people know the real. Okay, don't be sugarcoating nothing for these people. Because one thing I learned, baby, is that people don't sugarcoat nothing with me. Growing up, I feel like I have shown people so much more respect and love that they have ever shown me. I've had to suffer because of my decision to do that. Not that I knew what I was doing, but because I was naive about it, it happened. It affected me well into my adulthood as well. So sometimes I might lash out because I haven't been able to sift through all of the feelings of feeling like people don't love or respect me. So take this as a learning lesson, okay? Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Make sure you turn on your notification bell as well and share this video. Okay, honey?